This rental crisis has not come about overnight. It has not just happened over the past couple of years. And National Shelter and SGS Economics have been publishing the Rental Affordability Index for 10 years. So 10 years ago, it was seen as a problem then. So this is brought about by decades of policy and action, and housing not being seen as important. It isn't seen as important, in a policy sense. And it's not seen as something that can deliver social and economic infrastructure. Importantly, housing is not seen as a means to providing a home. We are seeing housing in Australia as a means of wealth creation, and the government incentives that are currently available, including negative gearing, capital gains tax discounts, they are fueling investment. So we are creating a housing system that is more about assets and wealth rather than security for a home for a family or an individual.
So we're in the middle of an election campaign. Can you see anything from the major parties that will transform this situation, or are you keen to see a minority government with other parties able to influence policy in this area?
Well, I think that some of the policies, commitments and investments that have been made by the current government and some of the commitments in the election are actually demonstrating that they are looking at, taking this very seriously. But National Shelter and other advocates are also saying we still need to do more. We need to tighten regulation of, there are lack of rent controls which favour landlords that don't provide protections for tenants. So there are some policies in place that the current government has introduced, but that really does need to be strengthened, and we need accountability from every state and territory to protect renters. The Housing Australia Future Fund is starting to build a lot of momentum, and that has got confidence and certainty from all of the market partners, the community housing sector that are delivering those social and affordable homes. That is a policy that we need to see grow and expand, and we need bipartisan support for that. We do not, we don't want to be building something as critical as delivering social housing on the ground across Australia and then actually cut that loose and dismantle that, because that would take a long time to build certainty, particularly confidence from institutional finance and the construction industry to get back on track with an alternative program. So we need to keep the current policies that are in place growing and continuing, but also we need to expand them so that the housing that is needed, which is currently about 640,000 social and affordable homes across Australia, we need to keep that momentum and that program rolling, and we need to expand that investment.
Yeah, and so you've just run through policies there, but just very briefly, is the elephant in the room negative gearing and capital gains tax concessions? From your perspective, must that be addressed?
Absolutely. National Shelter in its 5-point policy platform, we are asking for serious review and reform of negative gearing and capital gains discounts. And any tax savings from that reform should be reinvested back into social and affordable housing so that we have a much fairer, more equitable housing system that is healthy and can actually deliver housing for all Australians in need.